So the Warriors, they've been one of the most interesting teams to watch and look at over this preseason. And let me tell you, this is going to be a team that I'm going to be watching pretty much every single game that I can this upcoming season, because even in just these two preseason games that I've, kind of watched here and there, you got the Nuggets that they just beat tonight. And you got the Trailblazers that they beat, I think, a couple nights ago. The big takeaway is Jordan Poole is the real deal. I mean, it's nuts to me. I remember watching him his rookie year and it being like, this guy's not that good. Obviously, things change when you are a rookie and going into your, I think this is his third year, maybe his fourth year. But if you don't know, he had 30 points in the game against the Blazers, 7 for 13 from 3. Shooters can have games like that, but the real thing that I'm looking at when I look at Jordan Poole is just his deep. He looks like a Splash Brother. His deep shot taking is the rhythm that he has going into those deep threes is so smooth. Whether it be off the dribble, whether it be off the catch, coming off of screens. I mean, it looks so good. It looks so good. And he's creating a little bit of space here and there. It's just, I'm excited watching this guy. It's so cool. Like, he looks like a Splash Brother. Apparently, he's been training with Clay all offseason. It's just super cool, and that in itself, his whole dynamic and what he's going to bring to the team, that in itself is going to make me want to watch this team. But it's not only that. He only had 17 points against the Nuggets tonight. 6 for 14, 1 for 6 from 3. It's going to happen. Not a terrible game, but the big thing is in this preseason, they have had a billion guys on the floor. And there's guys competing for roster spots. I mean, here's how many players they play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 guys saw the floor against the Nuggets. I mean, and Iguodala did not play. Wiseman didn't play. Klay Thompson didn't play. So that's 19 guys. I think you can keep 18 in the final roster. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But it's such an interesting collection of players is what it is. You got the starters, Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney. That's probably going to be the starters going into the season. Draymond Green, by the way, shooting threes again, I guess. He was 1 for 2 against the Blazers, and he was 2 for 2 against the Nuggets. Small sample size, obviously 4 shots, which he's made 3 of. But still, I mean, if he can start shooting threes again, that'd be great. Andrew Wiggins has looked okay. Not really scoring-wise, but he's been playing some pretty good defense from what I've seen. But really, it's not about the starters. The starters are going to be who they are. The big thing for me is the bench. Nemanja. I thought it was Nemanja, but apparently it's pronounced Nemanja Bjelica. It's just, I mean, he's kind of a whatever role player. But the thing that really strikes me, first of all, it's the bench's willingness to move the ball. That is the main takeaway that I want you to take away from this. The willingness to move the ball, the willingness to find the open guy. These are guys fighting for roster spots. So a lot of the times you can see people, like, oh, this is my chance to shine. I got to show them that I can do all this. But you have guys making unselfish plays everywhere. It's one of the reasons that this has been one of the more fun teams to watch, is because it's a team. It's a collection of guys who are just playing unselfish basketball, and it's what's keeping them alive in the non-benchman. I get this is preseason, and the rotation's going to be way shorter come the regular season. But you have so many unselfish and smart basketball players on this bench that you've seen a lot of lineups, even with the preseason, of a couple of the starters being mixed in with a few of the bench guys. And honestly, the play's not dropping off a whole lot. Obviously, there's less talent on offense and defense for that matter. Less talent, less scoring, but they're still getting good looks. It's just Nemanja had 6 assists against the Blazers. Juan Toscano Anderson had 5 against the Blazers. Moses Moody had 2. Damian Lee had 2. And then against the Nuggets, you got JTA having 5. Otto Porter having 3. Chioza having 3. Nemanja having 2. It's just, it's the ball movement is so good. It's so good. And you've got shooting absolutely everywhere on this bench. You got Nemanja, you've got Otto Porter, who's been really good from 3. You've got Toscano Anderson, who has been actually kind of garbage from 3. You'll hope that he can pick that back up, be at least respectable. You've got Langston Galloway. You've got Michael Mulder, Damian Lee, Moses Moody. Looked good against the Nuggets. They're not going to be highlights of this offense at all. And, it's been 2 preseasons. I'm going to say this the entire time. Take it with a grain of salt. But so much shooting. So much shooting. I mean, you have, no defense with most of these guys. They were playing Nemanja a lot at center because, the Nuggets and the Blazers don't exactly have, some big brawling center off the bench, especially in preseason. But they have a lot of guys that you can build, an all-offense lineup. Nemanja at center can be fine. If you want to play small ball, he's not exactly an athlete. So if you want to play that, you can have Nemanja, Toscano Anderson, you can have Mulder, you can have Moody, you can have. I doubt Chioza is going to get regular season minutes. Maybe Jordan Bell is going to get a roster spot over him. But Nemanja, Otto Porter Jr., Toscano Anderson, Avery Bradley, Langston Galloway, or Michael Mulder or Damian Lee. You just have so many interchangeable pieces, mainly with the guards. Even with the forwards, too. There's still Kuminga, who is kind of a question mark. He's looked okay. He hasn't looked that good, to be honest. But I don't know if it's just so interesting to me because we're seeing so many different lineups and it's preseason or what. But I'm loving this Warriors team. It's been so fun to watch. And, when they go down, they can storm back just like that. It's not against NBA level competition mostly, but the 3-point shooting is kind of ridiculous. Let's name all the shooters that they have. Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Bjelica, Porter Jr., Langston Galloway, Damian Lee, Michael Mulder, Moses Moody. And then you have guys like Iguodala and Toscano Anderson and Avery Bradley who can have some moments from 3, but they're not going to be, some go-to guy. I'm really intrigued. I am waiting for the regular. This is going to be one of my teams that I'm not going to want to miss a game for. I'm probably going to put some of these games on DVR and watch them the next day because this is some good stuff. If you guys haven't watched any of the Warriors preseason, I would watch some of it. It's pretty freaking good. Their next preseason game is Friday against the Lakers. That's probably not going to be that great of a game because the Lakers are playing nobody, but I'll still watch it anyway probably. And then they've got it Tuesday against the Lakers, and then Friday again against Portland. That's all next week. So, yeah, you got guys fighting for roster spots, and they're playing unselfish basketball, and it's just a joy to watch. I'm loving it. So, if you haven't watched them, I would consider it. Things are going to get a little more complicated when Clay comes back and when Wiseman comes back. But things are looking really cool, and the Warriors could be a really competitive team and just have a lot of scrappy guys off the bench that I think are going to surprise a lot of people this season. So 10 minutes of rambling just to tell you, watch the freaking Warriors this season. It's going to be great. I'm going to watch a lot of Warriors games this season. It's great. You guys should watch it. So that's it.